Hi, obviously I'm not an artist, and welcome back to this new series. In this log, I'm going to be displaying and discussing issue 1 of Hachette's Warhammer 40,000 Combat Patrol again. Issue 1 comes with a Terminator Captain and a Winged Tyranid Prime. For this log though, I'll be painting just the Winged Tyranid Prime. See painting log 1A in this series for how I painted the Terminator Captain. I have some history with the Tyranids, as back in 2nd edition I had some Gene Stealers from Space Hulk, a box of Termagants, a Lictor, a Carnifex, some Tyranid Warriors, and a Hive Tyrant. I also have the 2nd edition Codex, which a lot of these images come from. Currently this is what the models look like. A potential project here. Back to the current day, the Winged Tyranid Prime is a nice model with minimal mode lines and decent sprue connections. However, it's sharp and pointy, and like all sharp and pointy models, I'm looking at you, Necron Flayed Ones, and many units of the Death Guard, they're forever getting caught on terrain pieces, other models, and baggy clothing. In regards to a colour scheme, I wanted to do something not too dissimilar to the original Gene Stealer scheme from early editions of 40k and Space Hulk, which are blues and purpley pinks. Turns out, after a bit of research, that this scheme is similar to an official Games Workshop one known as High Fleet Hydra. If you've seen painting log 1A of this series, you may notice that on the base of the Terminator Captain is a decapitated Tyranid bioform. I practiced my scheme on that and I was immediately satisfied, as I expected some repeated practice on some 2nd edition Gene Stealers before I was happy. For painting, I started with matte black and white Zenithal Prime, followed by an overbrush of Cantor blue, then layering on Teclis blue and some spot highlights of Temple Guard blue, but leaving the black prime in the recesses. As the Tyranids have an exoskeleton, the spaces between ribs and armor plates shouldn't get coloured by the Cantor blue unless the overbrush was too aggressive. However, if that does happen, as it did in some places, I use black Templar contrast to recreate the shadows. The rib flesh under the exoskeleton is based Xerxes purple, watched with Drushi violet and laid with Gene Stealer purple. The Chaitian armor plates were completed with black Templars contrast, then some fine lines of Mechanicus standard grey to simulate scratches. Hooves, hooks and talons were based with Rakarth flesh, watched with Agrach Earthshade and highlighted with Screaming Skull. In my headcanon, the material for the appendages are different to that of the armor plates. For the base, I use for the first time a texture paint known as a Grelin Badlands. It is a product that cracks when it dries, giving the illusion of a dried out desert surface. When it dried, and it did take a while, I gave the base rim several coats of Steel Legion Drab, as my standard Abaddon Black just didn't look right. While this mini has a spin, let's discuss the model and some Tyranid lore. A Tyranid Prime is a highly evolved Tyranid warrior and leader character. They are considered highly intelligent and act as a commander with the absence of a Hive Tyrant. In game, it is a fast-moving melee threat able to lead a number of limited infantry units while bestowing a melee buff. It also has the ability to attack with its talons after being defeated in close combat. Imperial scientists believe that the Tyranids are from a different galaxy and are debating whether their current numbers is just the tip of a tendril. Despite them being so numerous, they still could be enormous scouting parties in preparation for an invasion of galaxy-side proportions still to come. First contact with the Tyranids happened when the Ultramarine chapter chanced upon them back in M41, and it was not friendly. The bugs were finally beaten back, but at a huge cost to Macragge, the Ultramarines' homeworld. More recently, the Tyranids nearly destroyed the home of the Blood Angels in an event known as the Devastation of Baal, and have now been positioned as a central antagonist for 10th edition. Obviously there's lots more lore that I can cover in other Nidios. Nidios? I like that, I'll have to write that down. Anyway, Model 2 from issue 1 is complete. In the next log I'll be painting 3 more Tyranids, this time the stealthy infiltrators known as the Von Ryan's Leapers. Please like, comment and subscribe as I continue to chronicle the collecting, construction and creating.